Okay, guys. Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Omni-Channel podcast. My vision is blurry because I have the lights beaming into my eyes. If you're listening to this one on the podcast, you have no idea. This is my second attempt to communicate with you guys. And hopefully this time it will work out. So I had to put myself into a comfortable position. And for a change, I'm not in my bed. I'm sitting at a desk, which is truly an agony for me because I love to be in my bed. And maybe I should record from my bed. Imagine you guys, I'm delivering my program, The Art of the Approach, from my bed. Wouldn't that be on brand? I got some makeup on as well, and I am wearing some sort of a professional looking attire on the top. And let me show you guys. If you're watching this, you can see, I'll show you. I have a ratatouille slides. I can't twist my leg. Oh, wait. There. Wait. Should I remove it? Okay, this is not the type of YouTube video. There. Okay, I think you guys can see it. And let's get into the topic of this of today's episode, because otherwise I'm gonna be sitting here forever. And I must tell you, I'm getting hungry, which means that my glucose level in my brain is dropping at a rapid. The glucose level in my brain is dropping at a rapid pace. Today, I want to talk about relationships in business because that's what we hear all the time. We hear people saying to us, you gotta build relationships because those will create opportunities. And, that's what's kind of what we all been doing. I think that's where networking events come to place. You gotta meet people, you gotta build relationships, and that's where, things will happen for you. And that's what we hear. For some of us, it works really well. Some of us, we do it really, really badly. Some of us, we don't do it at all. And some of us, we do it and we actually enjoy it. And I'm in that category because I personally, if I'm not interested in someone, if I'm not interested and curious and feel prior resonance with someone, I don't approach them online or in person. And if for some reason I approach them and it doesn't we don't vibe, it's okay to let that go. And that happened to me as well in context of a podcast guest, for example, when I had someone I booked on my show. And that happened in person as well, when I had an entrepreneur that I kind of knew their work before and I met them in person and the vibe wasn't there. And I talked to them briefly and then, never talked to them after that because we were just not vibing, okay? So for me, I purely base my relationship building on how I feel about the person. And that initial how I feel about the person kind of has to be there. And this becomes let me test the theory, right? Let me see if we really genuinely resonate or not. And sometimes we do and sometimes we don't, and that's cool. But in all of those, from beginning to end, I'm enjoying connecting with people I genuinely feel there's resonance with. And when I approach people who I don't know them, but the way they approach me can change me, can be oh, you know what? This guy is cool. And that changes my perspective of them because of the way they came to me. And that's cool too. Either way, it's okay. It's just what I'm saying is to me, approaching people is never something I'm dreading. And I think what most people get wrong, and it's not, again, I think it's just not, they don't know any better, but they either just don't do it at all because they're I don't want to approach people because they know I just want to sell them. I get that. If that's your intention, really, then okay. We'll go inside of the Art of the Approach on how do we approach people with clear intentions, and you'll understand what that means on a nervous system level. That's literally the first thing I will teach you inside of the program. That's module 1, how do we approach people clean. And I think because of that, like that's why like many people, they don't like it because the approach is not clean. And there is the other types who do it because it's transactional. Both of these approaches, they don't feel good on a nervous system level. And this is something personal, and I don't know if I'm the only one who feels this way, but I have this thing where my inner states and what I'm communicating outwards, it has to be congruent. That I can't fake like people. I mean, I can, but it doesn't feel good. Like I don't feel good in my body if I'm incongruent with my expressions. And also, I know that people can pick up on that. First message someone is ever sending to us, we can smell their intention from a mile away. You don't even have to be like a super high-tech pattern detector. You can sense intention through text message. I'm telling you, I can, so you can too. That's why cleaning that portion is so important. And that's like the baseline of approaching anyone. Another thing I wanted to talk about here, what I have discovered is that I don't build relationships with people. I build fields with people in which relationships can exist. So a field is essentially a container that holds two people together, in which there is safety, in which they can come and go, in which if you don't talk to them, it's okay. Like time and space does not apply. I'm going to give you like the easiest example. Like imagine a friend that you know for a while. And I'm sure we all have those friends where we don't talk for 6 months and we pick up again and it's like nothing happened. No time had passed. The time did not fracture the connection. In relationships, it feels like a chore sometimes. It feels like, oh, I kind of have to do this. I have to maintain this. I have to put effort. I have to do the social niceties. I have to like do all the things I don't want to do because otherwise I'm going to lose the relationship. It's maintenance work and it's draining as hell. To me, if you have a field with someone, you don't do maintenance work. It exists without maintenance work, right? It allows distance. It allows it allows space. I don't know if I made sense. I'm going to give you this dating example. And I know we are moving away from business, but I have to because I want you guys to understand this. Because essentially how the field is built is through safety. And so I'm going to give you a dating example because I think that's the most striking example. Many female friends, when they are first starting to like date men and meet them for the first time, small things, you send them a message, for example, and they don't respond right away or they delay, then can set them off. It can send them to self-doubt. Versus when you have a friend or a relationship, when there is safety, there is field, if someone doesn't respond to you, by all means, you're like, cool, she'll respond when she can, or he'll respond when he can. He must be busy. Like there is like this goodwill. You give them goodwill, like, yeah, it's like, it would be out of character for them if they would leave me just like that. But even if they do, that's cool. Like we're fine. Like there is safety. We're good. There's the field. And that allows that come and go type of energy. But when you don't have that with people, you're trying to build a relationship. It can be like a small thing when you're setting up a date and you're still at the beginning phase of a relationship and you're canceling on you and you're like, oh, no way. This guy canceled on me. How dare he, right? When your friend is canceling on you, you're like, okay, no problem. Let's do it another time. And you might be thinking, well, that's just a friend and this is something romantic. Well, it can apply for your partner that have been for a while. Like if they don't feel like going somewhere and you thought about going somewhere, that's cool. There is space that can happen. And obviously I'm trying not to give partners example because those people are with us. That's why I'm trying to move this to more like a friend level because friends can really be there and not there. And that can still be okay if there is field that is built between us. When you have a field with someone, the field essentially gives you the space of come and go, come and go. There's continuity, there's nothing rupturing, there's none of that, and there's clarity as well. If there is anything you don't know, you ask. When it comes to like business, ask. And you have built safety with someone, you have built a filth with someone, even if you bring up an ask with a yes or no, like you allow them to respond in a way that they want, and you are ready to hear whichever outcome it will be. You make it pressure free. It doesn't matter. It will still hold the field together. But if you only build a field with someone so that you can exploit it, it will collapse the field right away. But that's what I realized. I'd rather build fields with people than trying to build relationships. If you're trying to build a relationship sometimes without the field, it can feel like you're trying to accelerate and push, and my orientation is not towards like, how do I get close? My orientation is, how do I feel good? How do I feel safe? How do I move in and out without feeling like I have to check in with people all the time? To me, that's my orientation. And it doesn't mean that you cannot reach out. It doesn't mean you have to build fields for everything. We'll go deeper to this whole thing inside of the Art of the Approach. But it does mean that you are thinking about this whole relationship building in a completely different way. Okay, guys, that's it for today. And I hope I wasn't confusing the hell out of everyone watching or listening. The Art of the Approach is starting February 1st. It's priced at $47. It's not easy. This is deep nervous system work. This is not a walk in a park. That's why the program itself is an orientation. It's like an orientation. It's giving you a calibration towards like where are we orienting our attentions, our mindset. I'm gonna put a link in the description of this episode. Once you register, you will receive an email. And inside that email, you will get a link to our private Facebook group, which is where I'm going to deliver the program live. This is something that you will have lifetime access. Every time I'm adding a new module, it's going to be always there, because I feel like this program itself will evolve as the work evolves. So I'm sure that will be the pacing one dropping whenever the pacing one is finally coming together in my head. But you will have lifetime access to it, and you can watch back the recordings if you can't make it to the live. Okay, so if this is something you'd want to do, I'm going to put a link for you if this resonates. I'd love to see you there. I'll be honored to be teaching to you. And thank you so much for watching and listening. And now I'm going to go and feed myself, because I've been holding this mic for a good hour now, with tiny breaks, but still. I'm hungry, I'm exhausted, I don't want to be here anymore. Goodbye.